Now, let me say something right quick. I think back on the African-American people in America. I think how that they were taken against their wills, put in the belly of ships, brought over here, beat, cussed. Many of them died in the guts of those ships, thrown overboard. They were pulled from families over there. You ain't never heard a gut-wrenching song. Do you hear a black person sing one of those old black Negro spirituals? Nobody knows. I can't sing it like that, see, because I hadn't experienced what they be. When you've experienced hell, it comes out of the voice. I said, when you experience hell, it comes out of the voice. If you're one of those people that you got problem with black people or whatever, you better shut your mouth, because they're God's people. You better hear what I'm saying to you. You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you. I know some of you was raised in the deep South, and you was raised by prejudiced people and bigoted people. You better get that out of your system. You better get it out of your system. It'll cause you to suffer right along with those masters. It'll cause you to suffer right along with them. These are God's people. And I know that there's wicked in white races and wicked in black races and all that. I'm not justifying none of that stuff. I'm just saying God knows what happened to the black race. He knows how they wound up over here, and God is going to reimburse the black people for all their trouble and all their labor. You watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Listen to me. Listen to me. You better start blessing the black people and start hating the black people.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. After I came across this particular video, the way this white pastor is warning his people to stop each and everything, all grudges, this hatred, these things they've been doing to black people. I think it is something really amazing to see someone this bold to tell his people to stop each and everything they've been doing to black people, because if they not stop or they can't stop, the judgment is waiting for them, because black people are God's chosen people. Guys, let's dive into today's episode. Drop your thought in the comment section, then you come back with more commentary.
I 100% agree that the United States owes the black community reparations, and this is why. It's not about white people owing black people. It's not about white people being punished for the sins of our ancestors. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's about white people standing in solidarity with a community that has suffered grave, egregious injustices at the hands of the United States government. But first, we must decenter ourselves in this conversation, alienate ourselves from our privilege, and hold the United States institutions and systems accountable for the wrongs that they never rectified. From slavery to black codes, to convict leasing, to Jim Crow segregation, to anti-black housing policies, to mass incarceration, we have never rectified our wrongs as a country. If you look at our criminal justice system, 1 in 3 black males carry convicted felon label. That is a real stat. Is it because they're inherently evil, or they just need more personal accountability? Or is there something larger at play? All the data shows, by every statistical measure, the black community has been disproportionately impacted by every institution or system in the United States, from education to healthcare to criminal justice system to banking to housing, which we still have de jure segregation in effect today. And when it comes to housing, neither parties are absolved from this, because both parties were responsible for the de jure segregation that we see today. The New Deal by Franklin Roosevelt didn't invent the segregationist practice of housing, but it did institutionalize it. Restricting access to capital for black families while enriching white families, the big reason why we see the generational wealth gap we see today. And remember, public housing wasn't initially for poor people, it was for working class white families. But because of laws and policies implemented by the United States government, it reinforced segregation, because public housing was to reflect the racial composition of the existing neighborhood. We had redlining and gentrification of neighborhoods. The residual effects of all these policies that we still see today. Reparations is about rebuilding and investing in the black community. Our government was held accountable to some extent for the grave injustices that we committed, the atrocities that we committed against Native Americans. We were also held accountable for the Japanese internment camps. But the United States government never made good on its 40 acres and a mule to the black community. Everybody else got paid. The United States was held accountable for these injustices. I'm a convicted felon. I had to pay a debt to society, to the United States government, to the state of Florida for the crimes that I committed. I was held accountable. To this day, my past is still being used against me. In fact, if I were to go before a judge today, the first thing he would do is bring up my past and say it's probably a pretty good indicator of what my future will be. But we don't keep that same energy for our government. We don't hold them to the same level of accountability and to the same level of scrutiny. So if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know anybody, you're absolutely right. But our government does. And as citizens of the United States who uphold the Constitution, it is our duty, it is our responsibility to hold our government accountable. As taxpayers, as citizens of the United States, we all pay, not just white people. Anytime there's an injustice in the United States by a government agency, whether it's the police department, sheriff's department, any government agency, the taxpayers are always the ones that foot the bill. Why? Because in America, we believe in justice, or at least we say we do. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, I'm sure we can all agree that our government is corrupt. Stop allowing them to make us turn on each other. What better way to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters than to advocate to make right what has been wrong and never been rectified? People ask me all the time, what are my solutions to the problems that I speak on? Well, I can assure you that this would be a step in the right direction. This is the pathway forward. Reparations in America today.
I've been seeing these videos on what it's like to be a white man in America. And this is a topic I can very much talk about. I see a lot of people talking about how hard it is. We live life on easy mode. When was the last time you were stopped in a neighborhood or going into your apartment building and asking if you belong there? When have you ever gone to a pool and somebody said, well, do you have a key to get in? How did you get in here? We have never experienced what it's like to be a minority because we are the majority. And it's crazy to hear people talking about how they grew up poor and they're wondering where their white privilege is. It seems that the understanding of where privilege comes from is the problem. When you go to a job interview as a white person, you are more likely to get that job. Let's say maybe you made some mistakes when you were a kid and you got arrested. You are less likely to be prosecuted because we might be seen as someone with a bright future while others are seen as thugs and criminals even if they've done nothing wrong. And the argument of there's a BET, what if there was a WET? Have you ever watched Fox? The thing is, I used to think this. Why can't you talk about you're proud to be white? You literally can. But because you understand how close white pride is to white power, you realize it's wrong. There's people that are proud to be Mexican. There's people that are proud to be black. There's people that are proud to be a lot of things. There's people that are proud to be Italian or Irish, and no one has a problem with those things. But white pride comes from a heavy burden of what we've done to others. And me personally, I am not proud of that. But I will be proud to fight against the people that put these systems in place and use my privilege for good.
Ever notice that when black people build an all-black neighborhood, it's called empowerment? But when white people build an all-white neighborhood, all of a sudden they're the triple K. You want to move away from white people because it's healing.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's funny you say that because it's true. White people had an all-white community. Yep, sure did. They didn't want black folks there. They went above and beyond to let black folks know they weren't wanted. Seriously, so much that they would patrol said community in white sheets. Patrolling said community at night, finding black folks just moseying, minding their business so they can create tree ornaments. They went as far as to create signs reminding black folks in said communities and surrounding areas that the sun bet not land on their ass. These later became known as sundown towns. So yes, all white communities have been rooted in bigotry and racism and hatred towards everything that isn't white. It's actually in the history books. This is why when that song Small Town came out, it was a problem because small towns have been synonymous with exactly what you're talking about. So black folks got the picture. They understood the assignment. They moved away, created their own community, thriving communities too. And it wouldn't be long till white folks come to infiltrate by way of booze, narcotics, lying white women, saying black men raped them so mobs of white folks can come and burn down said community. Rosewood, that's in the history books. Or black folks move away, create their own community, a bustling economy. The black dollar never left said community, and they left people alone, creating generational wealth. And then one day they look in the sky and planes are firebombing critical infrastructures, burning down the whole community. Black folks lost everything. So under the banner of empowerment, we still wasn't able to be accepted because of white people. So while you're sitting up here spinning this narrative, understand what you're saying is true. And this isn't an opinion. This is annotated in American history. History you refuse to see because it's embarrassing. But that's just how the cookie crumble. I say get a pint of ice cream, mix it in there. It tastes better.
And to my people, to my black people, this is not our fight. Stay out of it. It's not our fight. They said violence had no place in politics. They weren't saying that during the civil rights, back when they was assassinating us then. It didn't apply then. Let it fly now. It's not our fight. Let the white people handle it.
Funky ass Donald Trump Supreme Court has just ruled that it's official. In America, only white is right. And if you ain't white, you ain't got no rights. Welcome to being a nigga. Latinos, use a nigga. Asians, use a nigga. Everybody who don't present white, use a nigga now. Welcome to our motherfucking world. For all the people who've been delulu talking about, I haven't seen nothing like this in terms of the Supreme Court saying you can racially profile since the internment camps. Bitch, get real. Come back down here to planet Earth because black folks have been dealing with this shit since forever. Why you think we have driving while black? Hell, crossing the street while black. It's because we have never stopped dealing with racial profiling. However, this is on a whole nother level, I must admit, because I know some people especially black people, be like, well, we always dealt with this shit. I'm going to tell you what's new. What is supposed to happen is that there is supposed to be a thing called the Fourth Amendment in which there's supposed to be some sort of probable cause in order for federal law enforcement to stop you in the context of immigration enforcement. Now, all that shit's out the window. All they have to do is try to say that they think you're a race of people that are here illegally. Your accent means that you're here illegally, or hell, even jobs. It ain't no more black jobs, it's the illegals jobs. So this is a problem for everybody. I tried to warn y'all asses that citizenship is on the ballot. They can now stop, harass, detain anybody the fuck they want, as long as they give this excuse. Now, for those of you who say, well, you know, I'm willing to get stopped and ID checked because I want to get these illegals out. Okay, well, that's real cute until they don't even fucking check your ID. Until they just pack your ass up in a motherfucking van and your mama is searching through the goddamn mattress for your birth certificate to get your ass out of jail because you got an ice hold on you. That's actually happened to a U.S. citizen. That's real cute until you riding around and they arrest you and they confiscate your belongings. That's something that happened to somebody in Oklahoma. Now you asked out of your motherfucking cash or whatever the situation may be. So I don't think that we want to open up the door to blanket mass profiling for anybody in this country who is not white. I don't think that's the door that we want to walk through. But guess what? It has motherfucking arrived, all right? So, look, stay on your P's and Q's. Y'all need to start reading these motherfucking what to do in case ICE approaches your ass, because these people are out on the mission and they don't give a damn who gets swept up with it. And guess what? If they do make a mistake on getting your black ass, trust and believe, look at what they're doing to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They're going to find something to pin on you. Look at what they're doing to Lisa Cook. They try to find something on you to justify illegally detaining you. So, this ain't just a Latino thing, which, by the way, there are black Latinos. This ain't just an immigrant thing. This is now an American thing. And to everybody who ain't black, but ain't white, who ain't been used to being fucked with by law enforcement, too bad, nigga.
Absolutely, white parents are teaching their white children to hate black and indigenous and people of color. There is a reason that the largest domestic terrorist threat that the United States continues to face is white supremacists, and that's according to the FBI database. My personal experience with this is that I grew up with a father that was incredibly racist. I have a biracial family and I am the second youngest of 8 siblings. When I was younger than 10, my biological father made me beat my black older brother with a mop handle while yelling, "Beat that N-word's ass." At first I refused, but then he started beating my ass. And then my brother told me to just do it. My mother eventually remarried after my biological father died. This man was a Democrat and a decent enough guy, but he loved to use the N-word. He would say, "I'm not your N-word." He would say, "They're acting like N-words." Until one day when my younger sister, who is black, broke out into tears telling him that she wasn't okay with it. So what I've come to figure out is that if a white parent is not actively anti-racist, they will teach their children to hate black and indigenous and people of color, whether or not it's intentional. Learn up.
When you try to see how this time around, each and everything is starting to come out in a way people never expected. When you try to see how this white preacher, they are starting to coming out to address their people, to stop each and everything. It's something I think other white people should learn from, because if you see someone who come out to say, I know in your heart, some of you still holding grudges against black people, you need to stop each and everything. I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want to hear what they taught you. I don't want to hear what they fed you. You need to understand that these people, they are people like you. You need to stop each and everything. And remember, churches has been a very big weapon to do those propaganda during slavery, to make people have that deep racism in them, because the churches were the only area most of people who used to go and gather and get all those propagandas and information. And this time around, when you see someone coming out to say, I know, you have the power to change the world. You have the powers to change your society, your communities, your families, because if you truly think that you are a Christian, you believe in God is love, you need to love each other. You need to let your people, your family members to know that this is more minority. They are people like you. You need to stop hating them. You need to stop all those things you've been doing. Even if you have a doubting heart, a guilting heart, just approach them, apologize to them if you've been thinking bad from them. Imagine when you see this time around, each and everything happening in America, and you keep saying the way it was caused by these things you keep saying about racism, because when you try to see the system the way it has been built and is still built in this time around, you may discover the way they sat down, they tried their best level to put each and everything in place, which will go against this one minority, which will hurt them until end. It is something people need to take attention of, because when you see this time around, some white people have this heartbroken heart to see, to understand that this time around, if my people would humble themselves and understand and get to know the meaning of being black people, they would at least understand the reason why. When you see someone like this discover that these black people you've been hating for so long, and when you try to go deeper in their history, the way God loved them, the way God chose them to be treated in this bad way, the way God allowed them to scatter the blood in a different nation and forget their identity, and you are just sitting there, keep threatening them, do each and everything you want on them. Can't you think that there is something somewhere hidden? Why these people has been a blessing to America, even after all they passed through? Why can't you understand that these people has been carrying a lot of powers in them, a lot of strength? No wonder they keep managed to thriving, if even after all they have done for them. You have seen after this slavery, it becomes this Jim Crow season period. You know how each and everything happened. You know how these people suffered in the hand of this man. You know each and everything. And till that, we have never seen black people come out to retaliate. We have never seen black people coming out to say, no, we are going to do something or to make our own communities. These people, they are keep fighting. No matter the stress, the depression, the hatred. They are still moving forward. Can't you at least sit down and get to understand why, after all we've been done to these people, they are still breathing. They are still mind their own business. They are still succeed. Why? You need to understand that there is a reason why God is keep protecting these people in this land of America. After being denied all those rights, after being stopped in all sort of manners not to progress, these people, they are still surviving. They are still struggling. You remember on this new administration, some white people started to cry that they are losing their jobs, they are losing this welfare, they are losing health care, they are losing each and everything. And according to them, they thought that the poverty and the pain and the struggle, it's only for black people. Have you ever think that this time around there will be this president who will come to put all these policies in place? Have you ever thought that there will be a day God will come after his people? Can't you see that this time around, this new government, they don't care. People came out to put them in place, thinking that they are going to bring those white supremacists, to bring those things, white privilege. They are going to have that priority among the others. But see what is really happening. See the way they came and started to scatter each and everything. See the way they came and started to make a lot of people lose their rights, even though they are white. Can't you see? Can't you see maybe it's a God's judgment? Have you ever think that this time around you will see black people minding their own business, being quiet, see them moving in a calmly way, not going out in the street to protest here and there, though they still have a lot of problems they are struggling, they are fighting with? Have you ever think that this season will come? No wonder this pastor is trying to let people see. You may thinking that what you've been doing or your ancestors has been doing to these people, they will keep doing it. Even you keep doing it. You need to know that each and every action, there will be a karma. You need to understand that there will be a day you got judged by all this you are doing. Imagine these people hearing a message like this from their people in this season. Guys, I think this time around, people need to know that things are no longer the same. When you hear some people saying the God of blacks is fighting for them, this is what we are seeing. A lot of white people are keep coming out in a drove to say each and everything. They need people to let people to understand that no. Can't you see? Can't you learn from the history? Can't you get to know the black history? Last time we were talking about the way black people, black Americans are the true Hebrews, Israelites. They are connected to that Egypt, that same place, that Israel we are seeing in the Bible. There is these black Americans. They are coming from this tribe of Judah. We always read in the Bible. Can't you hear that these people, they are special? Can't you hear that these people, everyone see like nothing, like trash? They carry God's favor in them. If you have ever heard the way these black Americans had invented a lot of things after all this struggle and pain they passed through, they even managed to do all those things. Can't you see that these people, they are supernatural? Guys, let me know what you think about this white preacher's message. Drop your thought in the comment section. Do you think these people are going to understand? Drop your thought in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you in my next episode.